Alright, so we're gonna try this one more time. What's up? I'm Sly. I guess you probably know that if you clicked on this channel and you're watching my video, but if you didn't, I'm Sly's cat. That's pretty dope, right? Um, I just did a channel reboot. How does that freaking sound? Pretty dope, right? Um, yeah, so I just grabbed a random topic from a friend. He said to talk about world peace, and I don't really know much about pleasing, making everybody happy, but the one thing I gotta say about world peace is I don't think it's obtainable. I think it's impossible to please everybody, which is basically what world peace is. You gotta please every single person in the world, and it's kind of like the communist ideal that everybody's equal. Everybody's not equal because everybody's not the same. There's gonna be some people who have advantages in some things, and some people who aren't advantaged in some things, and that's just the way the world works. You're not gonna have everybody who's equal, because that's just not how we are. Everybody's different. Everybody's has their own talents and special abilities. Everybody has their own views of the way things should work. Everybody feels different things and has different thoughts. And in order for there to be world peace, everybody would have to be in agreement on something. And for everybody to agree on, not one, but tons and tons of things of the way things should work, it's just impossible. Now, could there be more compromise and people giving up things to have other things? Yeah, but who's gonna decide who's gonna compromise on what? It would be impossible to take a vote out of every person on what they want to compromise for each and everything. So for that, you need some sort of structure or government. And should that government be run by the people? Should it be a dictatorship or a monarchy? Well, who's to decide that? Well, you don't know. You're gonna have to have somebody to tell you what is what, and not everybody's gonna agree on that. So you can't just decide that for yourself. You're gonna have to have somebody decide that for you, and you know it's just impossible for everybody to peacefully live in harmony when each person has their own ideal on how everything should work. And while some people feel like we should feed and clothe the poor, some people feel like the poor need to work their way back into not being in poverty. And it's just you're never gonna figure out a good way to sorry, I just got a text message. It took my mind off the subject. You're just never gonna figure out a good way to have everybody agree on something, especially when compromise is so difficult as it is. I mean, look at some of the democracies in the world. They're having a hard enough time as it is deciding how things should be done and how things shouldn't be done. I mean, it's gonna be impossible and to get masses and masses of people to decide on things. I mean, hell, we'd have to decide on a single language for there to be world peace, because you can't be arguing with somebody, you can't be living in harmony with somebody if you can't even speak their language. Well, who's gonna say what language should be the world language? Who's gonna be the one to say what? Who's gonna be the one to say what kind of work we should have, or what kind of cars we should drive? Which, I mean, those don't really matter because you make those choices yourself, but you're just never going to be able to have everybody agree on one thing, let alone the multitude of things it would take to live in a society like we have here, especially with things like technology coming about, where people are able to discuss their ideals more freely. And now, can we live a more peaceful and more compromising world? Yeah, we can eliminate wars and talk it over instead of fighting and having physical violence within our society. But we're never going to be able to agree on one thing. I mean, people have gone to war over the silliest things, and think about just trying to have those people live together after wanting to kill each other over something. It would be impossible, but we don't need to kill each other over those things. We can talk it out, or you don't even have to associate yourself with those people. It's just people become greedy and you know, stupid in the head. This has been a long rant. I don't really know how I was ranting so much on this, but you know, I'm rebooting my channel. Hope this is a pretty decent video to start things out, which is probably not, but you know, it feels good to have a video on the channel. I love you guys. Goodbye.